Hello, this is Mark Newman, and I'm coming to you from wikigameguides.com. Unfortunately, I am quite new to this. I'm not very good at it, and this should be a short tutorial on Diablo 2. This is assuming that you have the expansion set Lord of Destruction for Diablo 2, and if you don't, I would highly recommend it. It's only $9. If you go to Blizzard, you can get a online download, real simple, real quick, and that's how I got mine just about a month ago. So here we go. This is Diablo 2, and why are you looking at this in a windowed view? You're looking at it in a windowed view because my screen recording abilities do not allow me to record it with it in full view. So first off, let's look at what the menus do. The single player will bring you into a character selection screen. You can either select and play as previously made characters. You can create a new character, convert a character expansion, or delete a character. So first we'll look at creating a new character. You can choose from an Amazon, which is skilled with a character skilled with the spear and the bow. She is a very versatile fighter, and she's basically a dexterous. She's she's getting crits, and she's using a bow, and she's attacking things from a distance, trying not to get hit. She doesn't have the best life, but she can do a lot of damage. The assassin is much like the Amazon. She is schooled in martial arts. Her mind and body are deadly weapons. And she is able to do... She has an interesting ability, which are combos. And those basically allow her to get more powerful strikes as she strikes a thing more often. So she's like a melee version of the Amazon, so she's gonna be right up in there. She's not gonna have much life, but she's gonna hit things hard, and she's gonna hit things fast. The Necromancer summons undead minions and curses them to make them easier for his minions to kill. He has 3 areas of spells, which are one area of spells which are damaging, another which create minions and strengthen minions, and the third which deteriorate your enemies. So you place these spells on the enemies, and like their armor is decreased. Then you have the Barbarian. He is unequaled in close quarters combat and mastery of weapons. He's gonna be your main melee, and he's gonna be your main tank. He goes in things and he hits them. That's all he wants to do. So if you like going up to things and saying, "I don't approve of your conduct," well, that's a bad quote. Some of you might understand where that quote came from. The Paladin, he is a natural party leader, holy man, and blessed warrior. He is basically the cleric of the group. He is rather durable, like the Barbarian, and he also fights in melee range. However, he has access to auras and healing spells, which can benefit his party mates. That only really comes into play during multiplayer, so he's not really the strongest player during single player, but he can still be decent on his own. Then there is the Sorceress. She has mastered the elemental magics, fire, lightning, and ice. So she likes to hit things, she likes to hit things hard, and she's a glass cannon, except she does it from a distance and she does it with magic. She makes things go boom, go zap, and go crack. Crack as in ice breaking. I'm sure you know what I mean. Apologies, I'm a bit sick right now. And then we have the Druid. Commanding the forces of nature, he summons wild beasts and raging storms to his side. He is basically a merging of the Necromancer and the Sorceress, as in, he can create minions, and he can also cast spells. What's really special about him is that he can morph into other creatures like a werewolf and a werebear, and so he has that interesting dynamic. The Amazon, the Necromancer, the Barbarian, the Paladin, and the Sorceress are all available in the vanilla version of the game, whereas the Assassin and the Druid are only available in the expansion Lord of Destruction. So once you've decided what character you want to create, you type in their name, which I'm just going to go for a random name here, and you can click whether or not, and if it is an expansion only character, it will have expansion character checked off. However, if it is not, you can check on or off whether it is an expansion character. What does that mean? It means that certain options within the game will be turned on or off. You will have access to the 5th act of the game with the expansion, and you will also have different items that you can pick up. There is also a question for hardcore. If you click the hardcore, be wary. If you die, you will not be able to revive, and that is slightly difficult because their chances are you're going to die. So if you're new enough to the game that you're actually benefiting from my video, then I would suggest that you do not play hardcore until you've played through the game at least once. So let's make one character, see what she looks like. It even gives you a warning. Warning, once a hardcore character dies, it cannot be played again. Are you sure you wish to create a hardcore character? And so, once you create a character, it instantly puts you into the game world. Now, I will go over the actual in-game play in another video. Right now, we're just looking at the UI of the main menu. So, with this, you can tell that's an expansion character because under the character's name, it says in bright green, expansion character. Although there is no indication of whether or not the character is hardcore or not. Now, convert to expansion. If you have a character that is not already enabled for the expansion, then you can press this button to allow that. Or you can press delete character to delete a character. It will give you a warning. Are you sure that you want to delete this character? Take note, this will delete all versions of this character. If you press yes, the character will no longer exist. Otherwise, you can play on Battle.net, which is Blizzard's version of internet. If you make an account, you can log in. Which I am failing miserably at. And you can see the characters that you have on that thing. You can then click on a character, or enter as a character, and you will enter the chat screen for multiplayer. Enter the main screen for multiplayer. If you click on the bottom left, there's a button named Enter Chat, and you can chat with people in the area. On the right hand side, there are options for games. You can either create, join, channel, ladder, or quit. If you create a game, you will be able to choose the game name, an optional password, an optional game description, max number of players, max character difference, and what difficulty you'll be playing on. If you join, a list of games will come up and you can decide which to play in. If you press channel, that is for your chat. So if you go into the Lord of Destruction ladder trading, you could probably find people wishing to trade in that. Ladders, that basically shows you who's the most awesomest person ever in your area. Cool. In the right hand side is a quit button, which you can press, and it will return you to the choose character screen. Now back at the main menu, you can choose other multiplayer and enter into Open Battle.net or TCP/IP.